Hello, good morning students. Today I am teaching to you the subject of science, class 7 students, chapter 6, physical and chemical changes. In this chapter already we have studied about the physical changes and chemical changes. And what are the physical changes? The changes which occurs but no new substance are formed during the reaction or during the process of changing, like melting of ice, freezing of water, cutting of paper, tearing of paper. These are the physical changes, because if we add the teared paper, then we will get back the original piece of paper again. That's why the physical changes are those changes in which we can easily get back to the original substance. If it is not possible in any type of changes, that type of changes are called chemical changes. For example, in case of formation of curd from milk, we cannot get back the milk from the formed curd. So, formation of curd, we can say that this is an example of chemical changes. In continuation of these chemical changes, we have already studied burning of magnesium ribbon in the last video. And magnesium ribbon, if it is burned, we cannot get back the original magnesium ribbon. So, we can say that briefly, the burning of magnesium ribbon is a chemical change. And to continue this topic of chemical changes, let us discuss another topic, which is reaction between baking soda and vinegar. Today's topic. So, what is baking soda? Baking soda generally we used in our daily fooding items like making breads and other materials. This baking soda is used, and the chemical name of the baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate, as you see in this page. And vinegar already we have known that the chemical name of vinegar is acetic acid, and its formula is CH3COOH. O means double OH. So, when sodium hydrogen carbonate reacts with an acid, it forms a salt which is called sodium acetate, because already we have studied that in the metals and non-metals chapter. When an acid and a base react to each other, it always forms a salt. So, sodium hydrogen carbonate react with acetic acid, it forms sodium acetate, and a gas which is called carbon dioxide along with water. And let us see what happens during the chemical reaction between baking soda and vinegar. When the baking soda and the vinegar are mixed together, the bubbles of carbon dioxide gas are formed. And this carbon dioxide gas is entirely a new substance. And how can we detect this gas? We will hear a hissing sound, as you see in summer season generally, from the electric wires which is hanging between the poles. Some hissing sound is produced in very peace and silent area. That type of sound is also produced in the formation of the reaction, like hissing sound, this type of आवाज or sound is produced during the reaction, and you can see the bubbles of carbon dioxide gas coming out and rising in the test tube. And this reaction can be expressed as you see in the page. Sodium hydrogen carbonate reacts with acetic acid. It forms sodium acetate, carbon dioxide and water. And we can also carry out another reaction by using this carbon dioxide which has formed during the reaction of baking soda and vinegar for making the calcium carbonate, which is milky in nature. And to prepare the calcium carbonate, the carbon dioxide gas can be used with the calcium hydroxide, as you see in the page. The apparatus are used in figure 7. The calcium hydroxide is react with carbon dioxide. It forms calcium carbonate, which is the chemical formula is CaCO3, and water is formed during the reaction. And this is used for various purposes, like in homes it is used for painting and also used for other manufacturing items. And other making utensils for the various purposes. The second example of, or you can say that the third example of chemical changes here given as a topic 3, reaction between copper sulfate solution and iron. What happens if copper sulfate solution, copper sulfate means CuSO4, and iron react to each other? When an iron object is immersed into the solution of copper sulfate, so copper sulfate solution is in which color? It is in blue color solution. The color of the copper sulfate solution is blue. And after putting the iron object inside the copper sulfate solution, the chemical reaction start to proceed and the color of the solution is changes during the process of reaction, and its color change into brown, which is deposit of copper on iron nail. And how it occurs? It occurs when a copper sulfate is react with iron. It forms a solution which is called iron sulfate, and copper leave alone. And during the reaction, the iron sulfate solution is present in green color. That's why the blue color of the copper sulfate solution turns into the green color on completion of these chemical changes. So here we conclude or list to the some importance of chemical changes which we see during the studying of some examples related to chemical changes. Metals can be extracted from their ores by the process of chemical changes. For example, we can extract iron metal from its iron ores like magnetite and from hematite by the chemical changes. Hematite and magnetite, these two are the ores of iron metal. We can also use these chemical changes for medicinal purpose or for preparing the medicines. And we can also use these chemical changes for making materials such as plastics, soaps, detergents, perfumes, acids, etc. And every new material is discovered by studying different types of chemical changes. So, the next topic is what is the difference between a physical change and a chemical change. And this will be represented here on page 86, and you can easily read out and understand it. The first point is no new substance is formed during the process of physical change. But in case of chemical change, a new substance is formed. Another, we can say that this is a type of temporary change, means this can be reversible in nature. But a chemical change is a permanent change, and you can also say that this is irreversible and irreversible in nature. A physical change is easily reversible. So, very little energy is required or given out during the process of physical change. But in case of chemical change, a lot of energy is required or it may be given out during the process of chemical change. And maybe sometimes a same substance can undergo a physical change as well as a chemical change depending upon the conditions. A same substance may be undergo in a chemical change or in a physical change. It totally depends upon the conditions at that particular time. For example, tearing of paper, it is a type of physical change, but if we burn this paper, then you cannot get back the original paper again. So, the burning of paper, you can say that this is a chemical change. So, here condition must be important for deciding whether the change is a physical or a chemical in nature. Another example is melting of wax is a physical change, but if we burn this wax, this is a chemical change. And another topic is a protective shield of ozone. As you know that ozone is a gas and its chemical formula is O3, and it is formed by combining the oxygen with the single atom of oxygen. Again, it makes O3 molecules, which is a formula of ozone gas. And this is very important gas for us because it acts as a protecting layer for us, because it absorbs or protects from the harmful ultraviolet radiations which are radiated or coming out from the sun. And how can this happen? The ozone gas absorbs this ultraviolet radiation which is harmful for us, and they break down the ozone gas into the ultraviolet radiation and to form oxygen gas. In this way, the ozone layers absorb the harmful ultraviolet radiation and prevents them from reaching the earth. So we can say that the breaking down of ozone means O3 molecules into oxygen, oxygen in O2 molecules. It is a type of chemical change. And during the changes, ultraviolet radiations are used, and this will not be able to reach to the earth by this ozone layer. In this way, this ozone gas is act as a protective shield for us. Okay? Thank you.